Continuing our layover in Thailand, today we're looking at the film that introduced the world to Tony Jaa. Released in 2003, Ong Bak tells the story of Ting, who, after the head of the statue of his village's Buddha is stolen, journeys to Bangkok in order to retrieve the head, leading him into the city's criminal underbelly. While the story itself is very much your classic journey into the big city with the usual hijinks, where this film shines is the action. Between impressive displays of martial arts skill, over-the-top chase scenes, and elements of action comedy thrown in for good measure, you have one entertaining film. It's hard to pick any one fight to comment on, especially when you consider that there are no wires or CG used in the creation of the action scenes. It all looks a great deal more impressive as we are witnessing pure skill. The story itself is weak in a few places, with some of the commentary on the seediness of the criminal underbelly feeling pretty heavy-handed. That said, it does keep you guessing with a few notable twists and turns in the plot as Ting uncovers a larger conspiracy. It also has some pretty solid arcs for the side characters like George, played here by Pechtai Wongkam-Lao. On top of that, we see a fair bit of characterization in the action scenes that most other action films don't really have, particularly when you look at the action scenes where Ting is trying to get away, or when he reacts to his opponents throwing hostages at him. It's very subtle, but it adds to the overall feel of the film, reinforcing Ting as the reluctant but righteous warrior in an unjust world. If I did have to pick a fight, it would probably have to be this segment here from the halfway point, as Ting is made to fight opponent after opponent. First, he takes on an American freestyle boxer who basically brutalizes some of the staff in the club. Then he takes on what I assume to be a Japanese fighter who appears to practice Jeet Kune Do, which kind of explains the Spike Spiegel aesthetic he's going for. Finally, we have the strongest fighter in the club, who effectively goes in after Ting's beaten the two heavy hitters. From the word go, he fights dirty, using everything, and I mean everything he can get his hands on to beat Ting, even going after him with a live electrical wire. The final part of this sequence also sticks with me as we see the various patrons throw in coins after his victory. Everything slows down as the money literally rains down around him, showing him the glimpse of what it's like to be a professional fighter. However, true to his principles, he doesn't reach for any of it, as that's not why he's fighting. There's some genuine artistry here, which is again, something most action films tend to be missing. If you're an action movie fan, you owe it to yourself to track this film down. Fortunately, you can find the whole trilogy in a single bundle release from the people over at Magnet in most stores for about $15 to $20. As such, it's not too hard to find, but it's well worth every penny.
Arrive un nouveau dragon, faites vos paris, encore plus vif, encore plus puissant, un style inédit. Dans la tradition, la passion métal pour la vie. Dans les villes où ça deal pour que les coups défilent. Un dragon booste sa pile dans ce milieu hostile. Un patron acrobate, souple et rapide. La puissance et l'honneur face à tout ça te sert de guide, donc fais le vide. Va chercher la force où se trouvent les ancêtres.